Okay, well, hopefully the microphone's working right now. I don't know why music isn't working. Or it is working, I just can't hear it. Hopefully the microphone's working right now. I don't know why music isn't working. That's funny, I'm hearing myself. Let's see. Yeah, that's weird. Music should be working. Well, son of a gun. Let me put it on and see if it's working out. Bear with me for a second. I'll switch over to that, so at least there's something on the screen. Anyone in the chat, can you hear the music? For some reason, it didn't seem like it was coming through properly. Glad you had enjoyed the videos. Good. I'm glad you. Okay, maybe that's why. Here. Tell me if it works better. For whatever reason, it didn't seem like the music was coming through. But I'm glad that you found some use out of the videos. There's other ones in there too, like the just the basic introduction one. Seriously, now it's a bit loud. Okay. Well, I dropped it back down. Hopefully it's good enough. But all I can say. -15 is about the best I can do. Okay. Hopefully that'll work. I don't friggin' understand. And good morning to everyone who's hanging out. After the Thursday stream, if anyone watched it, hopefully they learned some stuff. Ford Renderer looks like it'll be a lot of fun to play with at some point. And I'm just gonna do like an hour or so stream and do the timeline stuff. Searching for a tutorial where I can move the character in the direction where I touch on the screen of the mobile. Have you already done a tutorial like this, or I have to make a script request? Well, unfortunately, I don't do much work on the mobile, so that's probably not going to work very well. But it shouldn't be too hard to do it. Depending on what you mean by direction where you touch. For example, here's like a first-person game. If I was to touch here, do you mean you want the character to move here, or you just want to move it in that direction? And that's good to know, James. Yeah, apparently the forward shading caused an issue on your machine, which is good to know that it could cause issues where crashing is concerned. And yeah, the Leonide, we'll go with the Leonide. More than likely, I would not be doing a tutorial on that, but I might be able to help you in the basics. You have... Okay, so if you want... okay. Well, I'll cover the two different ones, and then we'll go from there. Let's say you had a character here, and you clicked on this point. The character can either choose to go in this direction, or the character can find what you clicked on, like for example this ground, and move to there. If you're doing the first one, you can capture any of your touches. Seriously. By finding your touch right here, and this is whenever fingers pressed, released, or moved. So you can capture where it is on the screen, because it'll give you a location. If you want to just have a general direction, you can always take the size of your screen, take the location, do some subtraction and math, and basically determine where it is. If you want to go to a specific point, you can figure out where it's at. Here's the location, for example. And you can do a line cast or a line trace from where you are to that position, to that location. And then it should hit on that location. Actually, you have technically the location. This will be the location on the screen. So what you'd want to do, see, it just depends on how your game's designed. Like, basically, like if your game's designed like this, where it's a top-down, you get the location, and you fire a line cast down until it hits something, and then you just use a navigation mesh to move your character. If it's more like this, I guess technically it's the same thing. Find your location, line cast it down wherever you know your ground's going to be, and then use a navigation mesh. Here, let's see if we can. See, I can't really fake it in here because of this. I'm on desktop, but that seems like the easiest way of doing it. If you're using a nav mesh, you can have your navigation automatically given to you, so your AI character can automatically go to wherever you tell it to. If you use your so basically just take your touch like this, and you can just do a line trace by channel for visibility, or a line trace by object if you wanted to only hit the floor, for example. Their starting point can be the location where you hit. The ending point would be, for example, in this one, we have Z down. So you take this, we would add, stupid thing, add another vector. We take the existing vector, we're going to add like -1,000 on the Z. Let's set that for the end. And what that would basically do is, wherever I touch, it's going to take that location and then fire it down from that location to my ground, and then give me a hit. And then whatever I hit, you can then just use your navigation, tell your character to go to that location, using like an AI move to or something like that, using the nav mesh. And that should work. I don't know if I can test it in here because of I'm not on mobile. I mean, technically I have used mouse for touch. I'm curious to see if this will work. Let's find out. Okay, so here, let's see if we can try to get something working here. Just so we have something. So in theory, let's see if this does what we expect. Yeah. So, I mean, we're kind of gonna have an issue here. Because see, this is the location of the screen. So you're going to need to basically translate the screen location to world location, which I don't know if there is a node for that. Let's see. I know there is for UI. Okay, let's try this. Okay. So let's do some testing here, shall we? Let's see what happens. Let's see if my assumption's right. So, yeah, we've got roughly 0, 0 in the top left to 1280 by 720 in the top right. So this is going to be our X and our Y with a Z. So if we were to not split but break the vector into X, Y, and Z, and then our X and our Y, we already have a player controller. Don't mind the ugliness right now, I'm just testing stuff out. Then this should be our world location, and then in theory, I think this might do it. Let's find out. Whoa. Obviously that's not perfect because that's going behind us. I have a feeling it's doing it based on the camera's location. Let's find out. Actually, that's kind of funny. It is technically going there and then just going straight down in the Z. So maybe fire it forward. Because technically what you would want would be this position over here by the end of the world. So let's see what we can do here. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, see, we're not getting... That's what I'm kind of worried about. So this is our proper values. Then it converts it to the world location, which is fine. So I wonder if we can... Whoops, where's my stuff? Yeah, this is where math comes in, and I have issues with it. We've got the basic rough part. It's getting where this is going to go, our end location. Because damn it. Because right now, it is working. We click here, it goes from that spot, and it goes down in the Z. Now let's do persistent. This way we can actually, here we go. So I mean, it is going there and it is going down, like we expect it to. So we could fire there, it's going down. Fortunately, it's technically behind us because our camera is third person. So we'd want to do more so like we click here and it goes forward type thing. But the problem is if it's behind us, let's see, because if we click here, yeah. So I'm guessing something to do with the direction. So, okay. 0.9.20. Let's see what happens if our direction's the top left. Whoops. 0.6, negative 0.6. .9, 0.3. Yeah, see, I don't... Damn. I actually wish I knew I could help you on this one. I don't... I'm guessing this is going to give me a positive. Yeah. Well, so Leonid, that's basically what you do there. I don't... See, you're going to be a third person character placed high. If the camera was above it, for example, if I locked my camera, like, oops, let's stop doing that. Okay, let's move this back over here. Unlock that, go back to play. What the hell? Can I have my player control back, please? No, it's not going to give me my... Okay, somehow I managed to get... Somehow I managed to break everything that I was just working on. What in the hell? Seriously, what the hell did I just do? There we go, what? Oh, that's just weird, okay. So if your camera was like this, where your camera was above you and you clicked, you'd probably end up getting... Yeah. Well, deleted. Let me do this, because I've never used this node before, and this is... You're going to need to use something similar to this. But it's going to have a problem because of the fact that... See, we have stuff like this, and I don't, let's try this. There's certain nodes you're gonna need. I don't like giving up on this stuff, though. What is this targeting? Player controller, okay. And we'll make... Okay, let's try... That's 10,000. That's a bit too much. Okay, let's see what happens if we do that. Obviously, that's... Whoa. Yeah, see, well, look at that. Those are starting way in the wrong spot. Actually, the funny part... It almost looked like it worked. Let's see. Give me a minute or two just to play around with stuff. Let's see if we can find the right node. Let's see, because the input is going to be, you know, our screen space, and this is going to give us world space direction vector away from the camera at the given 2D point. See, I'm not a math person, so vectors always give me issues. These aren't going to get called yet. Okay, so... Well, okay. Here's what I'm going to do, because I am curious on that one as well. So, nav mesh with touch. So we'll do that. How do I move a character on a nav mesh with touch? Using touch, how can we convert the tap on the screen to a movement location for a nav mesh? Because that sounds like something that's going to movement, that's going to involve the nodes like this, our conversions and our deprojections. Well, see, for something like that, for Monument Valley, it wouldn't be too hard, because you have, here, let me, let me open up my playground here. Where's my playground? There it is. At least I don't think it'll be. I don't even actually check to see if the clicked or the touch has the location. I guess we'll find out here in a second. Tap to move. Let me check something. Let's see. We have an actor. This would be V touch to platform. We'll add a mesh. We'll just add a cube. Let's say our cube was approximately a platform. Okay, so our cube is approximately a platform. We have our touch events like this, and yeah, see, this is what I'm concerned about, because this is where it's gonna touch, but we don't have, yeah, none of these have the location as the problem. Damn. Because if you wanted something where it was cube to cube movement, for example, you had a if you had something where you had a level designed, something like this, where you had, you know, platform to platform, then those are simple enough because touching a platform can trigger a touch event. And then you just simply move your character to the middle of the platform. You touch this one, you move the character to the middle of the platform. Touch this one, you move the character to the middle of the platform. And that's easy enough with a nav mesh because the nav mesh could go over everything and then you could just have the character use the nav mesh to navigate from one position to the other. The problem is if you wanted to, for example, design a level where they could click here in this little corner and they move to this corner rather than to a fixed location, you'd have to be able to deproject from where you're touching to the exact position. So like, for example, if I wanted to click here in this gray, dark gray, let's go like this. That's different than if I wanted to click on the entire item and go to the middle. This is so yeah, I've seen Monument Valley. I've never played Monument Valley. I don't know if Monument Valley uses like exact positioning or if it's more of a tile based like this where, you know, tile, tile, tile. Every tile's different. And then you move from each one. And you go click, 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 click. If it's tile based, it's super simple. Because if you touch the tile, like for example on input touch begin, then you just move the character to the middle of the tile. You know, you'd have the whatever location on your tile where you want the character to go to, and you just move the character. I did that technically in the game jam that I just finished up 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a couple weeks ago. If it's just simply touching anywhere, then that's going to require projection, which I don't have enough knowledge on right now. That's going to require these funky nodes right here, which I just don't have the skill for. But I added that onto my list because I'm actually curious about that. Now you can basically convert a tap using the correct vectors to project the correct stuff. Okay. Cool. So we are working on... apparently someone must have hosted me because I apparently have 47 viewers, which I was not expecting. I have a feeling it was Alexander, wasn't it? Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea. Anyways. So today, we are working on... Let me color this one first. And then I'm finishing up our play rate, playback position, timeline length mode. If anyone has any questions, comments, anything they'd like some assistance on, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I just work on the daily stuff for the day. And right now, it is the timeline nodes, which I lost. Where'd they go? Here we go. Let's see. So we're working on our timeline modes. These ones right here. We have no clue what these ones do, because the documentation is awesome. So I was actually going to GitHub, Unreal Engine, and let's see, what nodes are we looking at? The play rate. I think it's called set play rate. Let me close these out first. Close. Don't save. Thank you. Open. Let's see. Set play rate, target timeline component. We're not talking about the anim one. We're talking about the timeline one. So it's going to be under the timeline nodes. Here we go. I still can't figure out what creates that white tub ring style rim around my night sky. I don't know about that one. It's an art thing. I'm not very good at the art stuff. The only thing I could think of is maybe some sort of like a 16 to 30-bit, 32-bit color dithering thing, where it's just not blending enough. Okay, set play rate. So that was set play rate. Okay. We have 3 callers for this. We have a timeline component, set play rate to the new play rate, and then we have set play rate on the timeline itself. Okay, so again, maybe it's a way of slowing down the timeline, because there's no input here for a play rate, and there's no change for a play rate in here. So let's see if we can figure out, let's see if it is a modifier on a play rate. So let's turn our playback properties. We'll do 2 to playback from start. We're going to change the color, and that should change the color. There we go. We have a 5-second example, so we're good there. So let's find the play rate node. Let's see, set play rate. Where'd I hide that at? Right here. And let's set our play rate to 5. Let's see what happens. Without, actually making sure we have the correct timeline plugged in. This is our playback examples timeline. Plug it in, please. Thank you. Okay, play. Huh. Okay. So it looks like this is maybe an accelerator. Like, this is 5 seconds, right? 10 times should be what? Half a second? Yeah, look at that. Okay. Well, that's what the play rate does. That was pretty simple. Okay. So, the question is, the play rate, I guess I'll put it in the playback properties. We'll put it in the playback properties to be safe. Actually, is there a getter and a setter for play rate? Let's see, timeline. Yep, there's a getter and a setter. Okay, so that's just play rate. Okay, so, I guess that's weird that you can't change it internally, but it makes sense, kind of. So we'll set play rate up here for our playback example. Yeah, skies are a giant pain in the butt because of how much variation there is, and it's stretched so big most of the time because you're not going to use like a giant texture for the sky. So, and it's meant to be big, so you're going to have a huge issue sometimes. Okay, so we did play rate, so we know what play rate does now. Playback position, I'm assuming, gives it back. What, does it in a 0 to 1 range, or is it in... Yeah, so we have these 2 nodes right here. So let's make a new timeline temporarily. We're going to call this our temp timeline. We're going to work on these 2 nodes right here. We are going to make a simple float. We'll do a 0 to 1 lerp on this one. Make it super simple. 2-second lerp, add 2 keys, time of 0 to 0, with a time of 2 seconds to 1. That way we just have a really super simple lerp we can play with. And, do you want to do like a movement, maybe? Yeah, let's just do a movement. Make it super simple, if I can figure out where I put it. There we go. Okay. And we'll just lerp. Lerp. I can just do a lerp vector. Never mind, I don't even need to split if I do that. Let's see, we'll go from... What's the current settings on our sphere? 300, negative 30, 100. 100, negative 30, 100. We'll just go up, make it easy. 300, negative 30, and we'll go up to 250. We'll drive it with our lerp. We'll set this to the G key because I'm not using it. And we'll test that. And that should bring it up. Okay, so that's super simple. So we have our playback position and our set new time. The course, set new playback position time to use. So in theory, nothing should. Whoops. No. Let's see. Temp timeline. Come on. Thank you. Nothing different should happen here. Okay, good. So if we set this to, we'll say, 2 seconds. If this does what I think, it'll jump to the middle. No, see? So that didn't do a damn thing. But what I'm playing from the start is Y. Okay, so I'm going to have to actually... okay, so let's do something stupid like add an event timeline. We'll add an event in here at 0.25 seconds. Like that. And we'll have this set the new time to 1. Yeah, okay, good. We'll have this set to 1.5. That way it's a really big jump, assuming this works properly. Let's try this. So let's see if this works. Okay, so that's all set new time does. It just simply changes the time. Let's see. During the light rain, it's a bear to get light rain. Yeah, if you've ever played the game Witcher 3, they get darkness right. It's one of the few games I've ever played where playing at night is not really a hindrance. They get the lighting right, the shadows right, the your god rays, which moon rays technically, I guess. Everything at night, Witcher 3 gets such a good atmosphere, and I have no idea how they do it. It is phenomenal, though. Things don't look like you're going to have to basically sleep because you can't see anything. It's really nice. Okay, so set new time. Where did I put that at? Let's see. Set new time is technically a playback property because it's not going to. Yeah, so that's gonna have to be. So that'll be in here because that is technically a playback property. So we'll move set new time over to our playback properties, and this one's gonna have to fire off. I'll fire it off over here on the finished. I'll do like a cheap... Why are we not... Whoa. Okay. Okay, there's something wrong with my project. Let's close everything and open it back up. Let's try that again. Something's definitely not cooperating with my project today. Let's see. Everything's good from the looks of it. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? That was slightly annoying. Okay, so timeline map. Let's go back to our actor. Can we move stuff? Yes. And can we resize stuff? There we go. Okay, so whatever it was, hopefully it's gone. So set new time. So we've got 2 left. We've got playback position. Now I'm wondering if this will affect it instantly or if it has to be done at the other, like now see, oh, you know what, I bet you those, oh, you know what, where's the set? I forgot to double check because I was doing play from start, which would reset the time. I wonder if this technically, yeah, okay, so that will take effect. It does affect the timeline instantly. I was just running to play from start. Okay, so that was almost a small mistake on my side. Okay, everything's still the same. Set the position to 1. Okay, so everything's the same. I think the difference between set playback position and set... let's see, where's the... Let's see, set playback. Oh, for the love of God. It's set... What the hell was it? I just literally did it. What the hell? Set new time. Seriously? Set new time. There we go. Okay. I have a feeling the difference is this one will jump straight there. This one gives us the ability to fire events, which is what we'll find out. So, let's string. This will be event fired. Now our event fires off at 0.25. So this should not fire off my event, correct? Okay. This should fire off my event, correct? This one should not fire off my event, correct? Okay, so we're good there. So those are the basics. What's the difference between these two? This makes honestly no sense. We have set new time and set playback position. Set a new playback position to use. Yep, not a problem. And then this one is... You know what? I'm curious here. Okay, let's what's a way of testing this? Okay. We're going to make our update print a string. We are going to make our finished print a different string. Okay, so let's have our 3 print strings here. This is ridiculously stupid. Update, event fired, finished. Which technically these two should be like this. There we go. So this will fire on the update, this will fire on the finished, this will fire on our event fired. Let's run this straight through like that. Let's disconnect our playback component. Let's have this fire off after we finish. Okay, let's, oops, I keep forgetting to rehook up my timeline. Finished update. Okay, so that's that one. This should just end with up finished. Okay. I wonder what you would use this node for. Because in theory, this one, I mean, in theory, these two nodes are basically gonna do the same thing. Same output. Should end with the finished. Oh. Huh. Okay, so that was not the expected result. Okay. Okay, so you have... Okay, okay, so... let's put this at 0.25. And hit play. Let's see if it fires off the event as well. No, okay, 0.24. No, okay. So setting the new time will take your timeline, change the existing time to a new time, and then the update's going to fire because the time has changed. Setting the playback position technically does the same thing, assuming you have both things checked. Actually, this should do the exact same result. Finished up, there we go, okay. But you have the option to not fire an update, where it'll simply change the time like you just instantly warp to the new time. And you have the option to fire an event if you missed an event in the middle of changing the time. Which this shouldn't fire, right? No. Because technically we're going from the end to the forward. If we went to 0.20, would this fire the event? I would assume yes. Huh. Because technically we're finished, which means our timeline's at the end. And if we set the playback position to point... I was not expecting that. Let's see. Hello, Michael. Glad you can check out the live stream. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to toss them out while I'm streaming for a bit. I don't have much longer today because it was after the Epic stream and it ran really long. But right now I'm just playing with timelines to set them up for videos. And I've got this stuff figured out. I don't understand this node though. Because I mean, this doesn't... I keep doing that with the stupid temp one. I would expect this to fire off 3 times for my event. There's 1. There's 2. I would expect a 3rd one, but it doesn't work as expected. Because you'd assume that when you finish, your timeline is now at the end. You tell it to set the playback position to 0, which means it's going to go back. You tell it to fire events. So my guess is it can only fire events if the events are in a forward fashion. Because going from 0 to 1 trips the event. So let's check the code itself. Where'd my code go? Let's see. What's that one? That was set playback position. Okay. Everything ticking. If you're looping, play in, jump start, set target. So we're looking if we are looping. So it calls set playback position internally. Oh, interesting. So set new time, which is this node, is actually calling set playback position internally, just with false for the second value. Let's see what. Let's see. Fire. No, this is a different one. We did. That was the F one, right? Yeah. So where's our F version of set playback position? Here we go. Yeah, whether it should fire the events. Interesting. Okay, so technically this node is the same as this node, just with, like we assumed, fire events unchecked. It's technically just like that. These 2 nodes are... Why would the hell would they have this in here then? This node is literally this node with these settings right here. That's assuming that the values are the same. No, they do weird stuff. Okay, so here's the actual one. Going forward. What's our second one? Fire events. Can I have my... Here we go, fire events. Okay, it says it should work. Min time position, max time old position. It says it should work if playing... Oh, that's only if you're playing... Okay. Okay, I gotcha. Technically, we are playing it forwards. Right here. So our min time and our max time are... Okay, that makes sense. So if I was to... if I was to do... Let's see. I think this should fire it. See, yeah, so that would start it in reverse, or can we do is reversing? No, see, that's not... I guess we just have to start it in reverse and then set it to 0, and I think this should work as I expected. Okay, that doesn't help the fact that it's basically in an infinite loop at this point. Ah. Okay. Shit, I only want this to fire once though. So we're going to reverse back to the beginning. then this sets it. Yeah. Okay. 0.2. Okay, this stuff is causing severe issues. It's not set to the loop. Huh. Well, I'm gonna admit I'm confused at this point. This should get to the end, so our time is gonna be the end. We're gonna call a reverse. That should then reverse the timeline to start it from playback, so it'll go from, 1 to 0 basically, backwards. And then I tell it to set the playback position to 0.2, so all the way back to the beginning. But then when it gets to the end, it finishes again, and then it reverses itself, and then it's gonna go between 0.2 and yeah. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so that's expected. Okay, so now we know that events only fire in the order in which the timeline is running, which is based on where to go. I think it was right here, right? Yeah. It's only going to fire off timelines, event curve events in the order they are correctly in the timeline. For fuck's sake, that was long and annoying. But I think that covered that. Okay, so that was our playback position, right? It's called set. Is there a get playback position? No, just the set playback position, which makes sense. Okay, so this one moves up then into here. And all we have left is our timeline length mode, which this one's going to be a giant. Let's see, this one's going to be a pain in the ass to set an example for, which is this last one right here. I'm 96% sure it's the same as our use last keyframe option. The problem is this is hard to show in an example because it's got the same thing, length and frame. So we'll look through the code then. Oh, that's not the code one. Set timeline length mode. Set timeline length mode. Here we go. Length mode equals new mode. Okay. Length mode, switch length mode, get timeline length mode, return last keyframes, invalid time. Okay, so yeah, it's the timeline, set timeline length mode, new length, timeline component. Yep, okay, so that's all it is. Okay. Well, that wasn't hard. So that'll go into the properties then. If I can figure out where my program just went to. There we go. So that one we can move down to our properties examples right here. And we can get rid of this, and we can get rid of this. And actually that is going to be our timeline examples, right? Timeline length mode. Oh, I've already put it in there. Okay. So we can delete that stuff. We'll delete this range. Timeline curve setters. Okay, so I need to do the timeline curve setters, which means I need to create timeline curves to feed into our timeline curve setters right here. So what I'm thinking of doing is, here's our existing curves for the 4 different types. Technically this one should be here. Okay. I started yesterday, just got my first physics vehicle working today, got all the basics on how to do it. That is awesome, Rodrigo. I have vehicle physics on my list, like right here. No, that's the second one. I have it in here somewhere. Well, I do have it in here somewhere for vehicle physics. I'd love to work with it. I love playing like the advanced vehicle template and just driving around on that because it's amazing how well it works. And then if you ever get bored, pull up the skeletal mesh for that vehicle And look how they've designed everything, like even the antenna with a set of bones, which I thought was pretty cool. It's really well designed just to pick apart, which I plan on doing at some point. How is it working for you? Is it working out very well? Do you have a vehicle that actually goes? 4 wheels done. Now I'll try 8 wheels. Awesome. Yeah, make it like a Land Rover or something. That would be cool. Okay. So I don't need that. So we're going to make ourselves some curves. If I can remember where the damn curves are at. Miscellaneous, right? Yeah, there we go. So we'll make a float curve. This will be a timeline float curve. And we'll make this one really simple. Well, let's see. Add a key there and add a key there. We'll set this at 0 and 0. Actually, let's do this. We're going to go backwards on this one. That's what we're going to do. I think I just screwed up. I want it like this. Thank you. That's what I wanted. I want the opposite of what I normally do. Okay. So we're going to run this example. What's our float? What is our float track? It's gonna go. Okay, let me hook up. I need to make this at least intelligent here for testing purposes. So it's gonna go from here. We're gonna run the color scaler. It's gonna go up and then it should go down. So let's start off high and go low. We'll do that as a finished example. Okay, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna run it up here. Oops. So which means we need our playback curve examples. Set float curve. There we go. Oops, not update. Finished. New curve axis, timeline float curve. And this one will be the what the hell did I call this curve? Float track. There we go. And then technically, if I took this and told it to play from start, okay. Let's see. So it should go red, black, red, black. Okay, perfect. That's how we can set the curves. Where'd my curves go? Go. So I wouldn't have this. I would just have just go with curves, timeline curves. Just go with timeline curves. We'll call it timeline curves. What is each curve? What would you use it for? And how to use the. Bam! There we go. 3 videos to take care of that. Goodbye, James. Have an enjoyable rest of your day. Do it by importing something from Blender, says James. I would have to have Blender installed to do that. I do not. I've tried Blender and it just confused the hell out of me. I'm not going to lie on that one. But the good thing here is technically, technically this is done. Now if I change this name, if we change this to something like that, it should not work, assuming the code protection works. On, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. Okay. So that's correct because it doesn't change out the track. This one is the same track name, so it should change it out properly. And then bam to dark, bam to dark, perfect. Okay, so that is that. Awesome. Oh, when you do the vehicles, I need to figure out how to model like a block first before I can move on to something like a vehicle. So I'm a little bit far off from that one. But to be honest, let me put it this way. If I was going to do a vehicle, I'd probably do something like this, which is what's highly amusing, is I would just go like, let's go with the right, and then we would go, let's see, pen tool, let's extrude to probably 200's a decent number to go with. And then we just start drawing ourselves a car. So let's see, back of a car, trunk of a car, back window of a car, top of a car, windshield of a car, front of a car, forward. What do we got? Something like this for a wheel well. What are we looking at? Like that? There we go. That's a bad wheel well. We'll go like that. Put another wheel here. Bam! There's my masterpiece of a car. That is like literally how I would bring my model in, and how I would make a model for my example. No joke. And because it would work in theory. I mean, I don't like. Oh man, some of these edges came out. They did not weld together very well, did they? Look at that. Oh man, why the hell did these things not weld together? Look at that. What the? Okay, seriously, can we, yeah, can you actually not make duplicate friggin' vertices here? There we go. I mean, look, it's not hard to fix, it's just, I don't know why it would do that. Let's see, edit. Here we go. Oh, it's not. There we go. See, I'd have to go in and just fix all of these vertices, which, you know, isn't that hard, thankfully. That's slightly annoying. See, this is my Blender program right here. We'll use the awesome triangulation skills of Unreal Editor BSPs, which, you know, as much as people complain, they work. I've made my entire Game Jam stuff out of these things. I also have a bad feeling. Yeah, I had a bad feeling. I just realized about 90% of the way through, I was welding the back ones to the front. Oh crap! Oops. Oh, that didn't come out like I planned it. Oops. Oh, look at this poor thing. Oh my gosh. Oh, that came out horribly wrong. Top perspective's probably better for this. If I can... I thought it was a little too easy. Well, why does that entire line look like it's good? You know, now someone's got me curious on how this will look. If I can actually do... Oops, lost my model. Give me my model back, thank you. There should be a hotkey for weld if I actually use this enough. I bet you there's a hotkey. Weld. Oh man, I have a feeling I just welded parts of the. Yeah, I welded parts of the car together that I shouldn't have. Well, let's just call this my fancy schmancy motorboat car, because that didn't come out very well. But yeah, that's what I would do if I was to model a car. Then make myself some wheels, attach the wheels. Of course, you probably need a skeletal mesh to do. Great. Now I'm curious on if give me your car. Come here. Let's see what happens with you, shall we? Whoops, that's the caps lock key. Let's create stack mesh. Bam! There's my car in all of its glory. Look at that thing. Wonder if we could. Let's see. Great. Now someone's got me interested. Let's see. Blueprint. Let's try car blueprint. Let's see. Simple wheeled vehicle movement. Has no wheels. That's probably not going to help, is it? So how do we make wheels? I don't know. Let's see. Let's make a new wheel. And we'll put it in here. We'll call it simple car wheel. Hey, look, here's a simple car wheel. That is a cylinder. Okay, cool. Where'd my car go? Here we go. So, oh man, you need a bone name. Crap. It probably is gonna have to be a skeletal mesh. Or can you add bones to static meshes? I don't know. I think I can figure this out. Even though someone tells me I need a third-party app, I don't know about that. The Nick, I have Unity, but I don't use Unity. I haven't used it in a while. I don't know. I don't know. I wanna. You know what? I bet you I can do. Okay. Hold on. Export. Let's export that as a car. And then import. Where'd my car go? Where is it at? Where'd my car go? Oh, it's probably because it's right there. There we go. There we go. And we'll tell it it's a skeletal mesh. Aha. And we'll import. Oh, that's probably because there's already one in there. Hold on. Let's see. SM car old. And then where'd my input go? Skeletal mesh. Okay, so now we have a skeletal mesh car. We'll call this one a skeletal car, and then we can rename this one to skeletal mesh car. There we go. So now we have a skeletal car. And now we should be able to add bones in here if I remember correctly. Or sockets. Wait, do I attach to sockets or bones? Oh, okay, hold on. Where'd the rest? Oh man, I hate this new full screen editor. Okay, so where's our simple car? Where did I put my simple car? There's my simple car blueprint. And let's see. So bones. Can't you add bones at runtime? I mean, not at runtime. You can add sockets. I could swear I could build out a skeleton inside of UE4. I could swear I could do it. Because I can add sockets. Oh. I wonder if virtual bone will allow me to cheat. I don't know. I don't think so, but I can try, right? There we go. No, dang it. We only have one. Oh, poop. Yeah, because you can add sockets. I could swear you could add bones. Is it really not going to let me do that? I don't know, to the Google. Let's find out. Because I know that you can add animations, you can retarget animations, you can do keyframes. They had a bunch of that stuff. Wheel physics component. But isn't there a wheel physics component to make a wheel with that and attach it to the car using sockets? I mean, there's stuff I could, yeah, there's probably some other way I could do it, but I was hoping to use the simple wheeled vehicle component, but that's asking me to add it to a bone. You know, I was just hoping to use this because I was curious. Because that's generally when I run into trouble, when I'm just simply curious about stuff. Weapon to a bone, mixable skeletal, blah, 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 blah. Vehicle bone setup. That's a pretty cool video. Vehicle bones in Blender. The biggest reason I'm looking for something like that is you've watched me technically create a vehicle, and you've watched me technically create a blueprint for it and add simple wheeled movement. So if I had the way of actually adding the bones in here, I wouldn't have to show you how to do it in Modo or include a separate file that I created that someone would have to download. I could explain the basics from the ground up on what's required. That's what I tried to do, just so it's the least amount of extra resources needed. Plus, if I explain it from the base up, maybe you'll understand when shit breaks, why it's breaking. That's a bummer you can't add bones. That would have been nice. And I don't think I should, yeah, look at that. You can remove unused bones. You can't add cop. That's weird. Doesn't that seem weird? I don't think sockets count as bones, right? Oh. Apparently I have a... Apparently there's one bone in my mesh called SM car. Let's see how horrible this happened. Let's see. SM car. Oh, that's... car. But I need, this should not be a static mesh. Crap. Okay, so I've created this horribly. Let's create a okay. Let's put this in here. Let's create a blueprint from this one. Okay, let's add the simple wheel to this one. Let's add a new wheel. Here's my simple car wheel. SM car. Who knows? Let's see what happens here, shall we? I don't think it added any wheels, did it? I'm assuming it adds them at runtime. See what happens? Trying to figure out something at random. Because here's my car. It's got one bone. Technically, let's see. Where'd my car go? Apparently I created this in the wrong folder. Put it back over here. Okay, so here's my car blueprint. Here's my car. It does have one bone, SM_car. So if we go to our blueprint, we have SM_car. Okay, let's go with -100, -100, -100. Because it doesn't look like it adds it at runtime, design time. At least it might, if I'm doing this properly. No, look at that, no wheels. Oh, darn it. Okay, well, I thought that was a noble attempt that failed miserably. So let me get rid of that monstrosity. And I'll look into that more. Everything goes bye-bye. Okay, so that was fun. That was a noble attempt. I would like to work on that further, but I'll probably just have to rig up a basic vehicle in Modo and then go from there. It was a solid attempt. I did technically make a car in the editor without using Blender. Okay, so let's see. We've been streaming for about an hour. I think we're going to be done for the day, based on the simple fact that it was a long stream today from Epic's end, and I did accomplish the goals I wanted. So it's a little bit shorter than normal today, but it'll be full tomorrow. If anyone has any questions or anything they want me to work on, they'd like to see some help on, you know what to do. I will be streaming tomorrow, approximately 10 o'clock Pacific for a couple hours. Feel free to hit up the YouTube channel, Twitch channel, Beam channel. My email address is on all that stuff. The blueprint list is here for requesting things, commented on any of the videos with questions. Basically, if you have trouble finding a way to ask me a question, then you're not trying at all. It should be pretty simple. And I'd be more than happy to work on more stuff come tomorrow. If anyone has any questions. What should I work on tomorrow is actually a better question. I've actually got these ones done. Crap. I'm gonna... Oh, crap. What am I gonna work on tomorrow? I mean, I guess technically, since I'm covering curves inside of timelines, I should do my curve math nodes. Oh, crap. Technically, I can work on all of these ones tomorrow. It's nothing spectacular, but if I'm doing the curves as part of the timelines, I should cover the curves themselves to explain how to edit them, how they work, their outputs, getting values from them. So, if no one has any other suggestions for tomorrow, when tomorrow pops up, I'm going to work on those tomorrow. So, probably a semi-boring stream, just going through the examples for curves and getting them set up for recording. But, again, if someone comes up with something, I will do that, because that'll be more fun. And it happened last week. I spent the whole week doing the decorating in the house. And then I did the widget inspection earlier this week. Which is that one, ready to record. You know what? This one's actually been requested again. But how much fun is it to watch me basically take this project I think that went to 60 and then back to 59. That was weird. But basically, I would have to take this project, port over all the code, because this project works fine. I've got zero issues with this one. This was meant to be a longer, project, but it ended up not needing to be longer. But I basically just have to copy all this code. Physics are always fun. Yeah, physics require bath sometimes. Icy fire, icy fire. Yeah, I think I'll schedule that one. You know what? I think I need to just finally get that one done for the hotbar system. I'll schedule that one for next week or tomorrow, depending on the time goes. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, that would be the 5th. Okay. So that gives me something for a couple days. I will record this one over the weekend. That one over the weekend. I can record. This one's ready. Record. Ready to record. Ready to record. Record. So I got those ones ready to record. Okay. Cable component. Technically it's right here. But did you watch the video from Tuesday where they covered the cable component? He did a really good job of it. I mean, you have your cable actor right here, and then you have your cable component on your actual blueprint, and he did a really good job of covering the stuff. Whee! Honestly, I'd feel almost bad to redo another video because he did a really good job of it. Blah, blah. Oh, that was funny. Did it just fall? It fell through the world. There's probably no collision on this, is there? No, it's a physics actor. Why are we not colliding? Oh, that's funny. Yeah, That's, odd. Yeah, it should block a physics body. That was kind of weird. Physics body, huh. Oh, yeah, never mind. That's because, yeah, never mind. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, it's like a friggin' gummy worm. Yeah, on Tuesday, there was literally an Unreal stream about the cable component and the cable actor. Like, literally, that was all it was on Tuesday. It was a fantastic stream. He went through and explained everything and how it works and basically the design behind it, how to do some stuff. He made a really neon, like, glowy worm. Rodrigo, go ahead and ask the question. Do you know how to do in runtime a system like in SimCity where you can drag and drop a road length in level from point A to point B, or like you can Imagine a Fence? I do know how to do that. You can take advantage of the construction script. Oh, that's at design time, technically. I know how to do it in design time using the construction script, so technically it'd be the same thing in the oh my god. Okay, brain, come on, you can do this. Yeah, Vangold, you won't find it on their YouTube because it only takes about 3 days to show up on YouTube. It'll be on Twitch immediately. No, yeah, it won't show up on Twitch immediately. It'll be on you. It won't show up on YouTube immediately. It'll be on Twitch immediately. And it was their Tuesday stream. What you're looking for, Rodrigo? It's super simple to do in a construction script. You just basically have to duplicate it in a inside the blueprint, not in the construction script. Oh, I really wish the words would. Here, hold on. Let's see if someone showed how to do it. I want to say that. Oh my god! I want to say that Unreal Engine actually did this. What did they use it for? I want to say that Unreal Engine did this exact same thing, if I can remember what it was in. And of course I can't. So many things to look through. For construction script, maybe this would be the right place to pull it up. Procedural. Maybe this is it. Whoa, that would be clicking on the wrong thing. Okay, so that, yeah, this is just the random procedural script. This was the this is one of the videos that actually goes through a good example of how to do it. Unfortunately, it's a pay video, but they do this. They do a do you mind showing? There we go. They do a fence procedurally, where you basically define the start and end point of the fence, and it draws the mesh in between it. So that's what you want to look for, construction script. Here's what I'd ask. Take oh, maybe someone found it. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's someone linked in the. Oh, it is up. I wonder when it came up. But someone linked. This is the cable component one that Alan did on Tuesday. It's a fantastic video. Rodrigo, feel free if you pop up tomorrow to give me a little more detail on what you're looking at. Maybe I'll add it to my list. It's not difficult. You're basically going to keep track of where your mouse is going. Like if you're doing it, it's super simple in a construction script because you do it in the editor. You define a start and end point and it fills the meshes in between. If you're doing it in live, basically you have your start point, and then once you start dragging, you track where the mouse is moving to, and then you continually move your mesh, and then you have it connect itself. It's not that hard. Come up with an example of something not too fancy that you'd like to see for we'll just call it like a procedural whatever building, and I'll add it to the list, and I can work on it tomorrow, next week. So that I can do that next week, for example. That would be fun. That way it's better than the other boring stuff I plan on working on. So yeah, think of some specific example. I mean, I know you gave the road length, for example, or fence or electricity cable. So yeah, come up with something a little more, one of those things specifically, and I'll put it on my list, and we'll do it next week. And then, yeah, the fence could be spline related, but if you saw that video I saw, all you're doing is basically taking a mesh and spawning a mesh at a certain spot, and then you're duplicating the mesh using like either instant stack meshes or something like that to just create one master blueprint that has multiple instances of that mesh based on the distance that you're designing your thing. So you'd have like a road part, a chunk of road, you drag it 5 tiles and it would make 5 tiles length worth of road, and then you'd be done, and you'd have 5 tiles length of the road. Yeah, I don't know for James for his exact thing. I think he wants something basically something simple like SimCity and Skylines. But technically that's not simple because you then have access to every single individual mesh inside of it. When you you know, if you want to, for example, draw a road and then have that road cut in half, you now have to do a lot more housekeeping. Split the road, attach ends to the, you know, the end caps basically to the road so they don't just end in nowhere, and do all that other stuff. I think he wants just a basic procedural drawing of stuff on a scene, kind of like SimCity and Skylines. And then the Nick, no, for something like this, it'll be for next week. I'll throw it on my list, and it'll be more fun to work on next week. Maybe do some sort of a procedural. I keep saying that, but that's what it is. Yeah, that's why I'm not leaning towards splines. So yeah, just tell me something a little more specific, Rodrigo, and I'll be more than happy to put it on my list and we'll work on next week. Yeah. Other than that, it looks like just some chat. I'll be more than happy to take anything more tomorrow. Again, 10 o'clock Pacific for a couple hours. I appreciate everyone who hung out. Anyone who is new, go ahead and hit me up on the other stuff. I'm pretty sure I said this literally 15 minutes ago, but then we got sidetracked with other stuff. That's usually how it happens. I'm going to go and mute the voice for about 30 seconds so the stream doesn't end abruptly. And I will see everyone again another day. And enjoy the rest of your day currently.